Hey Willie, we're talking about Wildfire today. Wildfire was a handheld pinball game made by Parker Brothers. I believe it came out in 1979. Now this was, one of the programmers for this was Gary Kitchen. I don't think he came up with the concept. I think that was a guy named Bob Doyle. I'm a little not clear on this story. I know that Gary Kitchen talked a lot about doing Wildfire in a video on YouTube. He was at CGE 2007 and he talked quite a bit about it. Apparently it came into where he was working at the time, Wickstead Design Associates, who did a lot of stuff for a lot of computer programming and stuff for outside companies. And he was the low man on the totem pole there. And after Electronic Football and Space Invaders came out, the company moved more towards electronic toys and video games. And from what I understand, a prototype came in, apparently used $3,000 worth of parts, which was not going to be copacetic for selling a toy, a handheld toy. I think it retailed for a little bit under $50. So they had to kind of whittle it down and make it what it was to get it into that price point. It's kind of amazing to me that it cost that much. I think 2XL cost the same amount of money back then, which was, it seems really strange, but it is a pretty good machine. It's kind of like Atari's Video Pinball arcade game, if you're familiar with that. It's basically the pinball table is the overlay on the screen for the arcade game, and then the actual programming part is the ball, and I think the flippers too, which is underneath. So Wildfire works the same way. It's basically a painting of a pinball machine, and the in this case LEDs are the ball and the flippers. The artwork has a nice 70s look to it, with a lot of fire, of course, but it doesn't go overboard like you would see later on in the 80s. It's pretty tasteful, I think. I didn't know you can actually play up to 4 players at a time with this game. I did not look at the manual until I started doing a little bit of research for this, and I don't remember how to do it. I know you have to hold down a flipper button, and one of the flipper buttons, and if you hold down one of the other flipper buttons and press another button, you can control the speed of the ball. There are 3 different speeds, and when you turn it on, the default is 1 player at second speed. You can find the manual on handheldmuseum.com and also on Gary Kitchen's site, and both of those sites, I believe, have 2 early prototype versions of the game that you can look at. It's just pictures that you can't play it or anything. There is a link on handheldmuseum.com to where you can actually play this online, a simulator. I could not get it to work, unfortunately. The game itself, it's not perfect. It's a little choppy because of the LEDs, of course, but I think they did a really good job with this game. You can tilt, like in regular pinball, but because this doesn't register movement, if you actually press the flipper buttons more than twice in a second, that's when you'll tilt. And those flipper buttons are pretty cool. They're located on either side of the machine, kind of up towards the top more so than on the bottom, and they're flat rather than on the side, but I think for this game, they work really well. The only thing I don't like about this game is that the flippers are not lit up until they are flipped, which can be a little confusing. So you're going to need to know where the flippers are located on the playfield for when the ball reaches them. I really wish that they were always lit up, but unfortunately, I don't know if that's a programming thing or not, but they're only lit up when you press the buttons. The sounds are really good on this too. They're varied, a lot of different sounds on this, and unlike the, sorry Willie, annoying Coleco tabletop arcade machines, you can control the volume on this. I'm sure I saw the commercial for this when it was out in 1979. I don't remember ever playing it though. I was pretty into Electronic Quarterback by Coleco at the time. Later on, much later on in the 90s, I picked one up at a flea market. And you could find them everywhere back then, and they were not like $3-4 or something like that. And I still enjoy playing it now, thanks to Willie, who actually fixed mine after it wouldn't turn on. It worked originally when I did get it, but then eventually, I guess, I don't know if the battery terminals got corroded or something, but Willie fixed it for me, and now I can still enjoy playing it. And I hope that you enjoy playing Wildfire as well.
Now, if you have a favorite electronic pinball game you'd like to share, come over to the Facebook page and share either a picture, a memory, or even a video. Love to see what kind of electronic pinball games that you enjoy.